a small Caribbean island named Little St. James, known to everyone as Epstein Island, is a 72-acre island where luxury seems to be the endless many world presidents, from Donald Trump to billionaires like Elon Musk, used to travel freely to this island, but that all the victims of the world did not open their mouths for fear of influential people. Then suddenly a brave teenager broke the silence. A girl named Courtney Wild made her first complaint against Jeffrey Epstein to the Florida police. The police and the FBI launched an investigation one after another. Not left out. After watching the entire video, you might be caught in a panic. You will be forced to wonder who is actually controlling the world, a human Satan worshippers or Satan himself. If you have a problem with sensitive issues, you can skip the video. So let's start in March 2005, when all the victims of the world did not open their mouths for fear of influential people. Then suddenly a brave teenager broke the silence. A girl named Courtney Wild made her first complaint against Jeffrey Epstein to the Florida police. The police and the FBI launched an investigation one after another. They began to uncover shocking evidence that would make anyone's blood run cold. This evidence included a list of the world's most influential people, some of their indecent photos, and records of Epstein's private flights to the island. All this evidence was presented in court, and these later became infamous as the Epstein files. The investigation also revealed that Epstein had made not one or two but numerous children victims of the greed of billionaires. Now you may be wondering, who is this Jeffrey Epstein? Where did he get such a huge amount of money from? How he built a network of friendships with everyone from the British prince to billionaires like Elon Musk? And the biggest question is it a coincidence, or is it a coincidence that all the CCTV cameras in the most secure prison in New York suddenly became useless on the night of Epstein's death? There was an invisible hand behind it. The story of Epstein's rise is a bit like a fairy tale, but it is true that he was once a simple mathematics teacher. Yes, teacher. In a short time, he took the form of a mysterious treasure hunter. He left his job at the school and entered the world of Wall Street, gaining the trust of wealthy businessmen. Epstein took charge of their vast wealth, and with the help of the influential circle, one after another luxurious mansions began to be built in his name from New York to Florida. But behind this glittering empire, a terrible truth was hidden. Using his power and money, Epstein secretly admitted to raping young children and teenage girls. In the eyes of the world, Jeffrey Epstein was a billionaire entrepreneur, but in reality he was a ruthless criminal from Manhattan, New Mexico. Paris, the city, was spread across the country and abroad. His mansions and wealth, but Epstein's real kingdom was that 72-acre island in the Caribbean Sea, Little St. James, which is Epstein's personal island of sin. To get to this island, Epstein used his own private jet plane, which the media nicknamed the Lolita Express. It is said that the island hosted lavish parties and, under the guise of holiday joy, invited presidents of various countries and billionaire guests who would indulge in a disgusting game of seducing innocent young girls into their lust. In Epstein's world, there was only opulence and luxury. There were many powerful figures in world politics. Former U.S. President Bill Clinton made several trips on Epstein's private jet. Donald Trump was also in Epstein's close circle in the 1990s. Even British Prince Andrew, who he used to seduce girls, from Bill Gates to many famous Hollywood stars, were part of Epstein's kingdom of sin. When the FBI searched Epstein's house, they found a huge cache of CDs and photos. This raised suspicions that Epstein might have been secretly helping those powerful people. They would record videos of their perverted acts so that they could later blackmail them with them, and Epstein was controlled by Israel's Mossad. Anyway, in 2008 a shameful deal was made behind the scenes. A high-ranking prosecutor colluded with Epstein's lawyers. He secretly made a deal without informing the victims. As a result, Epstein almost got released, and the influential people involved in him also remained in the dark for the crime for which Epstein should have been in prison for life. He was sentenced to only 18 months in prison, that 2 outside of prison at will, with the opportunity to stay, and after only 13 months Epstein was completely released from prison. But Epstein was so blinded by this exemption that he began to publicly flaunt his power, and that's when the secret deal came to the ears of the media, leaked around the world. The scandal became public. He thought that with the power of money he could silence his victims forever, but after seeing examples like Courtney Wild, many girls came forward and demanded that the 2008 settlement agreement be annulled in court in 2018. The investigative report revealed the true face of this conspiracy, and the FBI arrested Epstein again in July 2019. However, this time he was not granted bail. This caused a stir in powerful circles around the world. If Epstein opens his mouth in court once, who knows how many evil deeds will be revealed. But before the trial could begin, Epstein was found dead in a New York prison cell on August 10, 2019. Found in New York, according to government records, it was a suicide, but surprisingly, all the prison surveillance cameras were turned off that night. The guards were also unconscious in a deep sleep, and at the same time Epstein was also removed from the suicide watch list. Many suspect that Epstein was actually silenced forever so that no more big names could come out of his mouth, and the mystery of his death remains unsolved to this day. Jeffrey Epstein may be gone today, but his shadow of infamy still hangs over the heads of the world's powerful countless billionaires, and former and current presidents have become hated by the world for their relentless misdeeds. In Epstein's kingdom of sin, it is thought that the presidents of the most civilized and powerful countries are all child rapists, and today they are struggling to prove their innocence. When the FBI searched Epstein's island, they found some strange things that made the mystery even deeper. They found a white striped domed temple-like structure. Many believe that devil worship and child sacrifice were practiced here. Even secret tunnels and bunkers have been found under the island. Although their purpose is still unknown, all kinds of statues of various designs were scattered around everywhere on the island. Surveillance cameras were installed, and were these cameras really just for security? Or were they secretly recording everything and then being used as a weapon of blackmail? The answer is still not available, but with each new page of his file, an earthquake is starting in the powerful circles. From Prince Andrew's secret alias to Donald Trump's baby, the world is abuzz with every new piece of information that comes out. There are still many more names to be revealed. Perhaps countless more of the world's most famous and powerful have dedicated themselves to this kingdom of sin. Because so far only a few pages have been published out of the 3 million pages of the Epstein file, the majority of which is still left. Can you imagine what the remaining millions of pages are hiding? What about thousands of other files like Epstein? I said no more today. It makes you shudder to think who the world really is. Controlling? Humans or Satan Pujaris or Satan himself? And if you want to know more about the Epstein files, then you can tell us in the comments. If we receive your request, we will try to bring the rest of the Epstein files very soon. Thank you.